Hi, it's James here from Food Matters, and welcome to A Day in the Life on FMTV. And we're here with Donna Gates from Body Ecology Diet at the Food Matters headquarters. And we're going to make kefir for you today. So tell us a little bit about the different types of kefir that we're making and why it's important for our health.
Well, I started off years ago teaching America about milk kefir. We always say kefir, so sorry. Kefir is the proper way to say it.
Okay.
Anyway, it wasn't in our country, believe it or not.
Really?
There was none available.
Wow.
We had yogurt, but we hadn't had yogurt that long. And, mostly it was considered kind of a hippie food. Not that many people ate it. But I discovered that it was really better than yogurt because it has beneficial yeast in it.
Okay.
And in our gut, we want some yeast. We want some of this beneficial yeast. And so that's the difference between yogurt and any other fermented dairy. Really, is the kefir is the only one with yeast in it.
Okay, so you want the beneficial yeast from the kefir. Okay.
And so I started off teaching people about that, but I couldn't do dairy, and neither can lots of other people. So I kept... actually today I can, which is a very interesting thing because, I'm so much healthier and my gut's better and everything. I can actually enjoy dairy for sure. But about maybe 12 years ago, I started working with children with autism, and I knew they couldn't do dairy.
Sure.
And I got the idea to take coconut water, which is just becoming popular in California. And I learned how to get into a coconut, and I started fermenting it, and it just had these amazing magical properties.
Yeah.
And right after that, a little boy with autism showed up in my life, and he's been well now for about 14 years.
Yeah, wow.
But the kefir was magical for him. His mom was always out there cracking those coconuts, and he just constantly, every week, got better and better, and so he's fully recovered.
Wow, amazing.
And then, of course, we shared that information with other people, and one thing about the autism community, the mothers are always online sharing what they learn, and it got out all over the world in no time at all. So it's a very important, recovery tool for people with gut problems, which autism, they have autism. Autism kids have gut problems. But so do a lot of other people too.
Sure.
So if you can't do milk kefir, then the coconut kefir is fantastic.
Okay,
you've got the same bacteria in both of them.
Sure.
Now, milk kefir, the thing about the good thing about fermenting your milk is that the bacteria are breaking down the proteins and the fats and making them more digestible.
Okay.
And in Russia, they start their babies on milk kefir at 4 months.
I know it's a big thing in Russia. It's huge.
Yeah.
They give it out in some of the schools there as well.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
they go to school and they get a free class.
Which was better than the free milk programs they did in America and in Australia.
And because they know that it builds their immune systems. And a lot of times kids aren't hungry when they wake up, but when they get to school, they're starving.
Yeah, sure.
So it's a great thing to give them. I think it's way better than Pop-Tarts and things that people send their kids out out the door with to school. But again, not everyone can do dairy.
Okay.
And the other thing too, when they do start drinking it, they dilute it with water, and so they don't have a lot of the kefir. They'll maybe have a cup of kefir, and the rest will be water.
Is that something you suggest as well?
Oh yeah, especially in the beginning.
Okay.
And then if you start off drinking dairy during that period of your life when you have the bacteria for drinking it, they continue on the rest of their life being able to digest.
So you're inoculating your gut with this type of kefir when you're younger, and that lives on in your gut and helps increase your ability to digest dairy if you have it. Yeah,
those bacteria are dairy digesting bacteria. Wow. Now, what I found with the milk kefir, or the water kefir, maybe coconut water, if I started, some of those kids could actually start off on this, and after they had this bacteria in their gut, they could actually start digesting milk again, which their parents wanted them on milk.
Great.
Milk is... has certain benefits to it. It's great for building muscle. That's the number one thing it does. It builds muscle.
But then the biggest problem with milk is that so many people can't digest it. So you're saying start
with
the coconut kefir, work up to the milk kefir, and then that can be a way to
And when you ferment the milk, you're removing the lactose, which is the milk sugar that there are some
most
people that are
react
lactose
to.
Intolerant.
Got it. Okay, great. So let's now we opened a coconut here already. But we wanted to open this one on camera because there's so many different ways to open coconuts. I mean, my sister is adopted from Fiji. My parents lived there for 5 years, and they open it with a giant knife onto their hands.
Yes.
That's a very risky way to open a coconut. You have to have a lot of skill and a lot of sureness in your knife handling abilities. I simply hit heavily 3 or 4 times on the top here and create a section which opens up. However, I think this is a great method you've got here. So you got a screwdriver, like a Phillips head screwdriver, or what do you call it? Diamond head.
Yeah, we call it a Phillips head. But
Phillips
it has
head,
a point on
it has the pointy head, and then there's
thing.
a mallet, some sort of rubber mallet or a plastic hammer. Additionally, there's this Coco Jack tool now, right, as well, which you can use to open. Yep. So we're going to make 3 holes in the top here. So one like this. Oh yeah, you help me hold that. Who's going to get the noise up? So there's the first one.
Now wiggle it around.
Oh, wiggle it a bit. Oh yeah, I did see you do that.
Bigger.
Okay, great. Make the hole a little bit bigger. I'm going to do another one here. Let me just take this up here.
And then the third one.
One more here. There we go. Oh! Got a little bit on it there.
Good for your skin.
Good for your skin. There we go. And one more here. Okay, watch out. Here. Oh, you can put your hands over the little holes. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, great. So we got 3 holes in the top there. Little bits of a wiggle like that, and then we're going to tip it into here.
Yeah. What I usually will do is have a measuring cup, and I'll flip it into there. And
okay, you'll measure it out. Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, it's just the works. So you have just to put it in something else to gather it, and then I'll put it in the jar.
Okay. So we have the coconut water here, and we have the milk here. So
now,
then,
if you want this to come out faster, if you put a hole in the very top right now.
Okay.
It'll want to hit it?
Yeah, I'll hit this one here.
Okay. It'll just rush up. Get it all the way through?
Yeah. No, I think it's nearly done though. Hang on, let's pull it up here. I can do it here.
Because it usually just rushes out.
Rushes through. Okay, so you can put a hole at the bottom. There we go. There we go. That's a tough coconut.
There. It just goes
okay,
up
there's
faster.
the last of it. Okay, great. So we have 2 coconuts there.
Now you're going to normally heat the water.
Okay, heat it up
to skin temperature.
So skin temperature. So these have been sitting at room temperature. So that's close. And this one we've heated up. This is the milk kefir here. We've heated that one up on the stovetop, and we've gotten that to like the nice sort of
perfect,
like skin temperature.
Yeah.
Which is so for the neurotic people out there. What temperature is that?
About 92 degrees. What would that be in?
92, about 37.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's perfect. The bacteria love that, and then all you do is literally put in the bacteria.
Okay, so we have this is your kefir starter here. It's the Body Ecology kefir starter.
Yeah, this particular starter comes from a very ancient Russian culture.
Okay.
And it's got some people use grains, and that's fine too.
I like the kefir grains. Yeah, yeah.
The reason I kind of got away from grains is I started it with grains. That's what I got first, and then. The problem was that I was lecturing in a city like Seattle and on kefir, and people were bringing me these big jars, and they had gross bubbly stuff on the top and green and orange stripes, pink stripes around the side, and they'd say, "Is this okay to drink?" And I'd think, "No, it is not okay to drink." They intuitively knew.
Sure.
And then I got kind of concerned because. It's real easy when you're transferring your kefir grains around to contaminate them.
Sure.
And I wanted to teach America about fermented foods and about, kefir and all.
But you didn't want to freak them out with pink and green stripes. Yeah, true.
Yeah, and I was always concerned about the government because I was doing these other things. I was not very popular with our government for coconut oil and stevia. Ooh. And here I was coming along with these fermented foods.
Then you're going to bring these bacteria into the country.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
Right. So I thought, this isn't going to work.
So this controls the fermentation a little bit more then by having the kefir starter.
Well, you know what you've got.
You know what you got.
And then you're adding a fresh packet. Now, interestingly, after here's what's going to happen. We're going to have this sit for 24 hours, and it's perfect. The milk here is really easy to do. Okay. But
so do we stir this now or not as well?
Stir it or shake it.
Stir it or shake it. Why don't we just shake it? And that's easy. We've got a lid here.
Just put the lid on really tight.
Okay, so lid on really tight here. Give that a shake. You can see a little bit in the bottom there, and that's just getting emulsified now. Yeah. So then that gets left
kind of ready to go.
24 hours, right?
Mm-hmm. I often will wrap it in a dish towel because you want to keep the temperature stable.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's really consistently easy to make milk kefir. And when you're 24 hours from now, it's going to be nice and thick.
So 24 hours, you got the thickness, and then you go into the fridge?
But check it at 18. Like in California, a lot of times it'll be ready even sooner.
So it depends on the climate. If you're in a cooler climate,
you can tell because you look
longer.
at it and it's kind of thick.
Okay, got it. So when you have a look at it and it's thick, then you're good to go into the fridge.
Really good, yeah.
Okay, great. Perfect.
And then, just like a couple days, I have coconut water all over here. Okay, so the coconut water is more fragile.
Okay.
So when you warm it up and you put in your starter,
yes,
shake it up.
Okay, let's give it a shake up. Yeah.
You have to maintain that temperature, that 76 degrees or so temperature all the time, consistently. This turns out
a bit
better.
more forgiving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, perfect. This one is really, really important to keep it at a steady temperature. And then it takes longer to ferment. The first time you do it, you want to do it about 36 to 48 hours.
Okay.
Now, the great thing about both of these is that you can, when they're done, you can transfer a few tablespoons out of this into another jar, add more fresh milk, warm milk.
Keep it going.
And just keep it going. And
yeah,
you can do that about 7 times.
Wow, fantastic.
And then eventually you want to use a new starter pack.
Okay.
Because what happens is it will still be fermented, 7, 8, 9, 10, transfers. But the yeast get crowded out by the other bacteria.
Got it.
Yeast are more fragile.
Uh-huh.
The other bacteria are more aggressive. And so they start to crowd out the yeast. And you want the yeast. That's the reason you're drinking kefir.
Sure.
Same with this. You want to, you can transfer it 5-6 times and then start off with a new pack.
Great. So 24 hours, 36 hours.
36 the first time.
More or less, depending on warmer climate or cooler climate.
Well, even in a cooler climate, you want to pick a temperature, like 74 degrees, just close to that, and keep it stable. Sometimes you have to put it in a little box with a heating pad.
Okay.
In there with it, And then the other thing, too, is that after the first time you make this, 36 hours, 48 hours, after that it should be ready in 24 hours.
Okay,
the second, third transfer,
batch.
24 hours.
And then how do you normally consume these in your diet? Do you have a shot a day, or do you have like a larger amount?
Well, if you take... Well, first of all, I think milk kefir should be taken... It only combines well with your acid fruits like berries, strawberries, kiwi, grapefruit, and things like that. It goes really well with acid.
So you use it like a bit of a yogurt or to make a smoothie?
You can even make a salad dressing out of it.
Oh, salad dressing,
it goes really well with raw vegetables.
Okay.
It doesn't go well with meat.
Okay.
I've always thought that the Jewish, in the Jewish tradition, they won't put milk and meat on the same plate. Well, I've always thought that was because long ago, they noticed they don't digest well in your stomach together. So it should be ideally... eaten with vegetables or
some fruits.
The fruits, acid fruits. And then even avocado is a protein fat, so it goes with that. Nuts and seeds, it goes with too.
Great.
You could make a breakfast in the morning with some nuts and seeds that you soaked, blueberries, strawberries, and a little glass of kefir.
Great, perfect.
And then this one goes with anything, so you can have it with your meals, and it helps digest the meal.
Okay, during the meal, so even drinking it during the meal, because for me, I generally don't have a lot of liquid during and eating.
But it is a digestive aid.
Okay.
Just a little bit of it, like maybe a quarter of a cup.
Okay.
And then also the other thing about this is that you can, like in the morning, a lot of times I'll pour some and with a little bit of the sour juice, like maybe cranberry, pomegranate juice. Put a couple drops of stevia in and make what we call a probiotic juice.
Great.
And it's just a good thing it's good to put bacteria in your gut first thing in the morning.
Sounds fantastic.
Because now you're ready to eat. When that bacteria's in there, you're ready to have a meal.
So you've culined your gut, you're good to eat.
Yeah, because they're going to help you digest food all throughout the day.
Excellent. Great. Well, this is it's James here with Donna Gates from Body Ecology Diet, and this is a milk kefir and a coconut kefir, and I hope you guys make it at home and get your own starter kit and enjoy it.